Okay, this concerns me. You know, I think when people throw around the griefing term primarily in any video game, you have to look at like what the violation was. There's clear violations, right? You can't hunt a man down through a video game and find him in real life. You know, that's bad. That's very bad. And sometimes games get to that level. Just ask people on EVE Online. Oh, where's the rim shot on that one? But that's not a joke though. There, you know, because like it gets pretty serious mode, right? So like I kind of like laugh sometimes when I hear people talk about, oh, I got grief, or oh, you know, I can't handle my emotional context in a video game, or they get really upset because they want to play it their own way. Both PvP and PvE are like, they're two different styles. The secret to a good video game is to balance it and to moderate it, right? Especially in the phase that we're at with Star Citizen and being an alpha. I mean, we've said that for so long. It's a running joke. But here's the thing. It's going to take a long time to get this balance correct. This is a process. But like a lot of times I feel like the sky is falling, the sky is falling. When people say griefing, oh, you're griefing, oh, griefers. I feel like a sky is falling type thing, but I am a PvPer, so keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. So let's watch this Mongrel video here. My friends over at Mongrel Squad, a great pirate organization in Star Citizen, and their leader, Agens, is responding to Cloud Imperium Games' handling of a false excessive griefing claim. All right. I didn't know this was going on. Let's see.
I want to share with you.
I like Agens. He's a cool dude.
Concern that I have.
I love Mongrel.
CIG's handling of
Shout
a
out to
warning
my
that was
pirate
given to a
brothers.
fellow pirate, Captain Dirty from Chaos Squad. My subsequent post on Spectrum seeking clarification on where CIG stands on this. Captain Dirty was given a warning for excessive griefing from CIG's customer support service. However, I, Captain Dirty, and at least 186 other people believe that CIG were in the wrong here. The scenario that resulted in this warning is something that we all could encounter as pirates. A carrack boarding against a solo player who has their respawn point set to the medbed of the ship. We'll call this player Carrack Karen. As with every piracy attack, resistance is expected. However, what this Carrack Karen decided to do was refuse to take the loss when the pirate crew had taken positive control of the ship.
Thank you, Puppeteer. Thank you for that follow. Welcome to the fam, bro. So, okay, I got to rewind just a slight bit. I couldn't hear over that alert. Let's listen.
Loss when the pirate crew had taken positive attack. Resistance is expected. However, what this Carrack Karen decided to do was refuse to take the loss when the pirate crew had taken positive control of the ship. What ensued was 30 plus minutes of trying to negotiate with Carrack Karen, then having to suppress them since they refused any offers, defending their newly captured prize by killing good old Carrack Karen over and over again. Eventually the...
No, I mean, okay, all right. There, it's like all these bodies, it may be a little excessive here. Just why am I laughing? Because it's funny, guys. Like, listen. Here's to be very fair. I will say this, right? What I'm seeing here, this is a flaw in the game design. This is the reason this is happening is because something needs to happen here with the game design. You understand that it's not really in the game yet. This is a definite game mechanic flaw here. Okay. And a human experiment, a wonderful human experiment. But it's a game. Like, at the end of the day, like, I'm going to say this before we watch anymore. At the end of the day, this is a game, right? Like, you know, Mongrel takes their gameplay very seriously. They're very organized. I respect what they're doing. I love what they do. They're doing it in the way that pirates should play the game in the game. They're one of the best pirate organizations in Star Citizen.
Social media.
What's up, Genocide?
Well, great.
You know, so you got very serious group of pirates playing the game pirate style in a game, and you have a guy who's like, hey, dudes, like I'm not. This guy never gave up. Can I just like? I'm just saying that this guy never gave up. All right. Like, wow. It doesn't have to be a situation where Cloud Imperium steps in. That's what I guess I'm trying to say, right? It's a game, you know? It's a game, for God's sake. Thank you, Velian. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you.
Carrick's medbay was full of bodies from the suppression of this persistent player. And due to lag, Captain Dirty was eventually taken down by Carrick Karen. However, his crew continued to salvage the Carrick until it was stripped of all value and then handed back to the owner. If you wish to see the hit, then the link...
By the way, I don't think that the pirate organization was it Mongrel Squad, by the way? Was it another pirate org, or is this actually is Agens dealing with this as Mongrel Squad? I missed that part. It was Chaos Squad. Okay, thank you.
Will be in the description of this video.
They're chaotic.
I'll link it with the card at the top right hand side of the screen as well. The post was made.
That's probably one of the best posters right there for the Chaos. All those bodies on the floor. I won't go back to it, but like I would suggest to their marketing guy, like, hey, that picture right there is a great advertisement for Chaos Squad. Just saying.
On the Star Citizen Reddit, with a screenshot showing PES in its glory with piles of Karen's bodies littering the Carrick's medbay. That post has over 2,000 upvotes. Also linked in the description of this video. However, Captain Dirty received an email from CIG shortly after warning him of excessive griefing and kindly asked that he refrain from this type of behavior going forward, informing him that future incidents could result in more severe penalties. Since the first email didn't tell him why he was getting the warning, he followed it up to confirm if it had to do with the medbay incident on the Carrick, which they confirmed, and then shut down any further dialogue by stating that they consider the incident closed and may not respond to further inquiries. If you wish to learn more, Captain Dirty made a response video to the emails and the scenario explaining his side of the story. Link in the description and in the card in the top right corner. This is a re-upload since the original video had audio issues, and after seeing my Spectrum post...
Yeah, right. There is that. There definitely, like, it's like, all right, you guys, like, we get it. You know, you're not going to get the Carrick. This guy's going to continually deal with it, right? The guy made Chaos Squad kind of look at the situation and say, okay, like, here's the thing. Just move on. Like the dude, the dude obviously is going to do the same thing over and over again, right? It became like a repetitive OCD type thing, right? Where Cloud Imperium was like, oh shit, do we really even have to step in and say something here? It's just like, guys, play the game. And so then you have to ask yourself, like, well, how do you play the game? It's a really interesting question. I love to play it with fun. And some people's fun is killing that guy over, and other people's fun is being left the fuck alone. So really, the most important thing is to create a system which gives PvEers their style of play and PvPers their style of play, and then have an area also designed for both people and both parties to also play. Now, is Star Citizen anywhere near close to designing that? No, we have one system right now. It's a clusterfuck. It's an absolute clusterfuck. So security, the design of the security is what matters the most. Issues like these are going to determine how security is going to move forward. So it's very important for both PvEers and PvPers to approach this as adults and say, okay, how are we going to solve these issues? What are we looking for in our game design? Because right now when things like this happen, the PvEers go off the rocker and they're like, dude, quit killing the dude over and over again, because that's griefing. And the pirates are saying, hey, this is what we like to do. This is what we're in. But they're in an environment that doesn't have proper security designed yet. And partially I blame Cloud Imperium on that, but we're waiting on server meshing to bring Pyro up, which is the next system in line to be uploaded so Pyro is going to be more outlaw, right? And Stan's going to be more corporate and safe, right? So we're still waiting on this. And as Pyro comes online and becomes more outlaw, you're going to see a lot of PvPers move over to Pyro, and you're going to see a lot of people that like to PvE over in Stan. This is how things are going to flush out. This is how things are going to eventually be designed, but they're not there yet, which is why you have this happening right now.
Had been deleted. He had also decided to sanitize the email screenshots so as not to display the CIG customer service employee's name that he was speaking to, in case he was unintentionally violating CIG's terms of service again. When I found out that Captain Dirty received a warning from CIG, I was furious and very concerned. I had watched the video of the whole incident, and what I observed was a player who couldn't take a loss and was just doing whatever they could to disrupt the pirates from being able to profit from their captured prize. Considering the exposure that the screenshot had...
Yeah, but the guy doesn't understand it. The guy who's getting killed over and over again, he doesn't understand it because he only wants to be a space trucker and go from point A to point B all day long. So, like, you know, you got to understand, agents, I'm a pirate as well. I'm a freelancer, by the way, freelancer. I'm not a pirate. I'm a freelancer. I take, you know, jobs that pay very good. I'm a freelancer. It might involve me doing things that are a little bit uncouth, right? But here's the thing. Here's the thing. They take the pirate gameplay very seriously, and I understand his concern. I understand where Agens is coming from, because you don't want that danger. You don't want that element of PvP being taken out. But also, we have to put this in the right frame of context, right? We have to understand that the point we are at right now, the game design does not support having a balanced security system that either side really likes. PvPers don't like it. PvEers don't like it. Right now, it's a mess. It's babyface.
Received on the Star Citizen Reddit, it is highly likely that CIG's customer service caught wind of what happened through some belligerent, militant, anti-PvP members of the Star Citizen community who made disingenuous claims against Captain Dirty and what happened. And CIG acted on it.
And a very great argument, you know, discussion. We're not arguing here. We all get along. Some of us. Listen. Very good discussion here, right? I want you guys to realize, though, you know, when we're arguing this right now, when we're going back and forth, debating, sorry, not arguing. We're arguing, we're mad. When we're going back and forth on both sides of this, let's take a step back and take a breath right now, okay? And let's realize that the game design has not been put forth in such a way where the security is properly balancing PvPer versus PvEer, right? It's not. Period. So we have to start there first. Like when we have conversations like this, we should start there first. And we have to say, okay, Cloud Imperium, what are we doing that's going to delegate issues in a manner which both parties can be happy and have the type of play that they like, but also have that good merge? And you're not going to really see that until Pyro. You're not going to see it until Pyro. It'll be the next evolution of security.
If you watch the video of the hit, then you would be hard-pressed to disagree that CIG only acted on the screenshot, because it sure as hell looks like they didn't watch the video at all, which led to my Spectrum post. Comply or die. For gameplay doesn't work if you're going to give out warnings to players when they enforce the consequences of not complying, which I would link to you for you to read in your own time, except I can't because it was deleted from Spectrum, because posting screenshots and videos that include the details of player support interactions and discussing those is against CIG's standard of conduct, as well as the unkind replies against staff members throughout the discussion. However, as a positive, they did say that they passed on this feedback towards their relevant teams. Fortunately, one of my members saved a copy of the HTML page and another was able...
Perhaps they should have something on the Carrick. Perhaps they should have something on the Carrick at this point in game design. Like, see, I'm trying to come to this from Cloud Imperium's point of view, right? Because it means more work for them. And they're trying to delegate like where that work goes and the resources and the manpower right now. And I would say this is a pretty priority issue. I think this is a pretty priority issue. They could lose a lot of player retention because of this if they don't get this shit sorted out right now. Limitless is saying, so should you lose your spawn when your ship has been pirated? I think personally, like a really good way to go about this is to have a component on a ship. Like really, this would be a solution, to have some type of component on the ship that is capturable, like capture the flag. There needs to be an engineering part that you can go to that has to be as like secure as it can be on now. This is going to be crazy because it's going to mean that we're going to have to redesign the way ships are. It could possibly be something as easy as putting a button on a ship where it's building blocks, and it's a wonderful piece of UI that's added. Might not be as much to do, but like you're going to need to put this on medium to larger size ships. And then it's like a point at which you can say, this is no longer a ship that you can spawn to. My idea. My idea. Thank you. Thank you, Gator.
Du hast mich. Du hast mich gefragt. Du hast mich gefragt. Du hast mich gefragt. Und ich hab nicht gefragt.
Thank you. And like I said, all good ideas come from the banana fountain. Just saying.
Banana fountain.
All right. So anyway, should we continue this since we answered this problem? Should we continue this? I think the rest is drama. I think the rest is drama right now, right? Yeah. All right. Back to the show.